G'day, g'day, g'day out there in internet land. This is your favorite YouTuber sensation, Loserbum, and you are the fans out there. I hope you're all being bloody legends. Yep, sorry there hasn't been a bit of a break on the videos again. I know I already had a holiday, but you know that Australia is on the right side of the planet. People say that Australia is at the bottom. That's rubbish. We're on top, and the rest of the world is on the bottom. But because of that, in Australia, it's winter right now. And we can see that from the weather report. Ooh, that's not very nice weather for Australia in the 20s. So I thought, hey, let me go back to the land of my fathers and my forefathers, which is Ireland. That's totally where my family comes from, and we'll get some better weather. And when I got there, I found out, oh yeah, in summer it rains quite a lot in Ireland as well. The funny thing is, though, managed to get a sunburn on my head. You look at this weather and you think, where is you going to get a sunburn? Managed to get a sunburn. Anyway, back with some content today. No gaming, not so much about Pixels or Fortnite or other stuff. Today we're going to talk about numbers, and we're going to talk about the power in numbers. So, calculator, right? You might recognize this. This is a calculator. You can type stuff in and it will calculate for you. Nowadays, you might still use them in school. You have them on your phone. You'll have a calculator app which can do simple and very complex calculations. Might get back to that. When I was a kid, this was the closest we got to a computer. There's a little chip in there. It's only a single-purpose computer which can make these calculations, but it was pretty cool. Now, one problem, which if you had a calculator like you did when I was small, is that the numbers which you can show on there aren't that big, right? This one has got like 10 digits, so that's like that's 10 billion, so not a huge big number. Probably could get to 100 billion, but then there's no more room. What if I want to calculate a really, really big number? Well, that's where the power comes in. So we're going to do it on the online. This is, I think, the Google calculator. So if I start doing big numbers like this, whatever it is, times whatever it is, it's already too long to display in this screen, so instead he's using this notation. Basically what he's saying is that this number starts with a 1 and then goes 958, and in total is 18 numbers long, 18 digits long. Let me show that a different way, and we'll make it simpler with tens. So we're going to take 10 to the power of, when you say to the power of, whatever you're taking it to the power of is then a little number which is at the top. So let's say if I say 10 to the power of 9, that's how you read this, I get a number which is this, which if we count the zeros, it's a 10 with 9 zeros. So if you do it with a 10, it's really easy. 10 to the power of 9 is a 1 with 9 zeros, which is 1 billion. 10 to the power of 12 is like 1 trillion, and here already he's refusing to show all of these zeros, and the computer, instead of doing 10 to the power of 12, he does this E plus. That's just a computer notation. So that's how we get to very, very, very large numbers. So let's see if we can break this calculator. Let's see how large these numbers can get. We're just going to take a very big number, and we're going to put it to the power of 67. And that's what happens. The calculator says, dude, this number is so huge that I'm just going to call it infinity. It's not really infinity, but it's near as damn it. There's ways to actually have that number displayed, and we'll get to that in a moment. Let's see how far we get. Back to the power just for a moment. I'm just going to open another calculator. There it is, because with 10 it's easy. Remember, I said 10 to the power of 3. What would that be? Question to the audience. You should be smart. It's a 1 with how many zeros behind it? 3. What's a 1 with 3 zeros behind it? It's 1,000. So with 10, it's easy. But what it actually means, what does power mean when I do this? It actually just means the number multiplied by itself as many times as I'm taking it to the power. So 10 to the power of 3 is actually 10 times 10 times 10. So 10 by itself 3 times. It's 1,000. Or if I want 10 to the power of 4, it's 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So 10 times itself 4 times, which is going to be how much? 10,000. Right? So it's easy with tens, but it works with any other number. 2 to the power of 2, what could that be? Well, it's actually 2 times itself 2 times. So 2 times 2, 4. Easy. What's 2 to the power of 3? It's 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times itself 3 times. How much is that? 2, 4, 8. This is how computers think, by the way. If you have an 8-bit computer, the largest number it can easily represent is 2 to the power of 8, 256. If you do with computers, you'll see this number a lot. On a 16-bit computer like the Super Nintendo, the biggest number we can show would be 2 to the power of 16, where you get this number, 65,536. Also a number you see a lot in computers, and so on and so forth. And it works with any old numbers. Let's say 3 to the power of 2 is 3 times itself. 2 times, 9. 3 to the power of 3 is 3 times 3, which is 9, times 3, which is 9 times 3, which is 27, and so on and so forth. So the reason why I got another calculator window is we're going to try and see if we can actually show this number. This is what used to happen on calculators. You just press the buttons along, make big numbers, and some problem, it would not write infinity, because as we can see here, it's only got these 7 segment displays. It would just write an E in here, a backwards 3 to say error. Error means, dude, the number you're asking for is way big. My brain, she is explode. That is what the computer is saying here. That's what this calculator is saying here. But the cool thing is there are ways to actually hack these numbers even higher and actually have them show up properly. So this is a Python interpreter on the web. Python's a programming language. I happen to be able to use it just via a browser. You can also install it. You can do really cool stuff with Python. Maybe we'll get into that one day. And Python theoretically has very, very large number support. So let's just do the very large number which we just had times another very large number. Bam! He's, instead of going to this notation with 1 plus e plus whatever, he's actually written down this number which has got, it's got about 40 digits. So let's see if we can make it a little bit bigger. We're just going to multiply and make it a really big number. Enter. Let's do that again. Yep, that's our number now, I think. Hang on. It's better if I use a print statement, actually. Print, big number, print, big number, multiplied. You know what? We're just going to multiply it by itself. So big number by other big number. Yep, that's where we are. And you can make these bigger and bigger and bigger. And in Python, let me see if I can find the power sign on this keyboard. No, it's not there. Well, we'll just keep chewing. So imagine this number. How long is this? It's pretty long. Yep. So that's how you do with very large number. In the next video, I'm going to solve the question: why the heck is Loserbum telling us this thing? There's a good reason why I wanted you to understand what the power means, what 10 to the power of something means. We'll get to that in the next video. Anyway, here's the symbol. Let's see if we can break this thing. So this number, and now we're going to go to the power of 5. So this gigantic number multiplied by itself 5 times. He's not doing it. Okay, he's broken. We broke him. Okay. Maybe if I do it like this, that times that times that times that. Yep, we get a fairly large number coming out the back. I'm not counting the zeros, but I say 10, 20, 30, 60. This number is already 100 digits long. And that's what computers are there for. Imagine you had to calculate this out on a piece of paper. This is how you do it. And I just want to check one thing. Does the power function here? 10 to the power of 10? No. Okay. Maybe it's a different notation in Python. Anyway, you understand how we can now show very big numbers by using the powers of 10. And in the next video, you will see why this is relevant. Apart from that, good to be back. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember to tell your friends to like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to bring somebody to make you do that. I'm Loserbum, you're the internet, and I'm out of here.